Bing bong! Welcome to the Cineboys podcast. We are live. It's Sunday. It's lunch with the boys. Usually it's Saturday brunch with the boys. We had to flip the schedule around a little bit just to make everything work, but we're here. We're ready to have a good time. We're ready to party. Guys, how are you all?
Great.
Good.
Just awesome.
Good. Hey, Tom looks different. Just kidding. That's not Tom. Tom is on vacation this week. But we do have a very, very, very special guest. We'll get to that here in a second. But first of all, we are the Cineboys podcast. We are part of the Cork Bats Podcast Network. If you are listening to this on Monday on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you could do us a favor and maybe hit subscribe and then share and then maybe rate, review. As they say on the Junk Drawer podcast, we are legally required to ask you to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. So we'd really appreciate that. If you are watching us live right now on the Cork Bats YouTube page, welcome. Say hi in the chat. Introduce yourself if you're new. If you're one of our regulars, we're looking forward to chatting it up with you. Feel free to interject. Be a part of the show. It'll be fun. And then also, if you're just watching the stream later on the Cork Bats YouTube page, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing to the Cork Bats YouTube page and liking this video and liking all the other videos. There's quite a few, so it might take you a while to go through and like every single one. But if you've got like 2 or 3 hours, just do that. That really helps. But yeah, I'm Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Cineboys podcast. I think we should start with our special guest. What do you guys think?
Couldn't agree more.
Great. So, like we said, Tom is on vacation this week. So we asked one of our friends over at Do You Like Apples or You Like Apples?
Do you like apples?
Do you like apples?
We may call you the Apple Boys all the time.
We refer to you as the Apple Boys. But we do have our good friend Drew from Do You Like Apples with us today. He is filling in for Tom. Drew, how are you, my man?
Good. What's up, Cineboys? Happy to be here. Thank you so much. I'm stoked to be talking about October movies, talking everything. Let me just say, first off, I know the relationship between Cineboys and Do You Like Apples has been love-hate in the past. Actually, not in the past, in the current too. But we're frenemies, I think you could say, at least on
Sure.
social media,
Sure, yeah.
on Twitter and Instagram. But let me just say, I'm gonna say one nice thing to start. You guys have the best theme song, so fun and upbeat and infectious, makes you want to do a little jig every time you fire up the podcast. So that's my nice thing to say as we start here.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, we'll try to keep it cordial today. We do kind of have a rivalry, I'd say. But yeah,
That was
no,
almost
thank you,
too
because
nice.
I made that on GarageBand, just with some
Did you really?
loops. Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that.
I can only take partial credit for it. But you know, when I made it, I said this slaps. This is gonna take us all the way.
It absolutely slaps.
Yeah. So we went ahead and added it, and it's been a big part. Sometimes it just runs through our heads randomly, and we can't get it out. But hey, I mean, I guess that's what you want out of a theme song. Well, hey, Drew, we always ask each other what we're big on for the week, and since you're our special guest, we figured we'd start with you. So, Drew, what are you big on this week?
This week, I am big on extreme surfing. I have never surfed a day in my life. I don't even know that much about it, honestly. But I'm watching this HBO documentary series right now called 100-Foot Wave. Anybody seen this?
Nope, I've not.
I've heard good things about it though.
Yes.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple episodes, but I'll just say it's totally fascinating. It's basically just about this guy this big wave surfer who his whole dream in life is to ride a 100-foot wave, which would like smash the Guinness Book of World Record for biggest wave. And so he goes to this place in Portugal where like all these monster waves just come up, just random place off the coast of Portugal. And I think it's just about him trying to ride 100-foot waves, but it's like the most fascinating thing. If you've ever seen that documentary, Free Solo, that won the Oscar a couple years ago,
Yes.
about that free solo climber on the rocks,
Mhm.
mountains. It's kind of like that, where you're just like, these people are just fully outside their minds, but they're missing something in their brains that's like making them, like the fear part of their brain, or there's something's missing, and like they can't live if they're not doing something this insane. So full recommendation on that documentary if you want to watch like nasty wipeouts, but also just like the most gorgeous. It's kind of peaceful, honestly, just watching like 80-foot waves go through. It's pretty cool.
That sounds
To
nice.
make you want to pee?
No, it doesn't.
Well,
Gotta
that's
ask the hard-hitting questions.
That's-
you know?
That is
We're
a good
journalists
journalism.
here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I surfed once, and it was. I mean, I couldn't even get up on the board on a like 2 or 3 foot wave. So that's impressive. Good for him. And check that out it's on HBO. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You've surfed?
I have surfed before. Yes.
Was it when you lived in New York?
No, it was not when I lived in New York. It was before that. It was it was a few years before that. It was way before I met any of you guys. It was like right after I graduated high school. So I wasn't very good at it. It was kind of fun though. I mean, I recommend surfing. So if you haven't done it, Kay Mingo's in the chat. She saying good afternoon, boys. Kay, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much. And then our good friend Casey's back. Mustache Man, Airpood, Lemon Boy, and Moob, or I guess Mob. She spelled it Mob. I like Moob though. Lemon Boy ain't here today, Casey. We got our good friend Drew joining us, but it's good to see you. We appreciate you coming
The
in.
Apple Boy.
Well, thanks, Drew. If you want to check out 100 Foot Wave, it's on HBO or HBO Max. So if you have internet and HBO or HBO Max, give it a look. We are also joined on the East Coast in Kentucky by our good friend Mob. Do they have good surfing in Kentucky, Mob? Since you're
Since
on
we
the
are
East
in the
Coast.
East Coast, yeah, it's great surfing.
Well, that's good. Man.
Yeah, all the bodies of water we're near.
All right. Well, cool. Well, hey, Mob, my man, what are you big on this week?
Not a sports podcast, but I am big on my guy, Aiden Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aiden Diggs. He stole my heart in Hard Knocks last week. So if no one watches Hard Knocks, what it is they follow a football team, and this year it's the Dallas Cowboys. And every episode they kind of spotlight different players. And on this episode, they spotted their cornerback Trayvon Diggs, who's the brother to Stephon Diggs. And they had his son there, and they're talking to him, and they're like, Who are you excited to meet? And I think Kenny has a clip.
I do. Let me play the video for you real quick. So here you go. Check this out.
What jersey did you bring?
What number is it? Who that is?
Patrick Mahomes.
No, what jersey did you bring? Who you been waiting to meet?
Patrick Mahomes.
Dak.
Why are you being silly?
I mean, that first one. I'm really a little bit confused.
He's really a little bit of confused.
He's just a little bit of confused. Isn't he so cute?
I love
And
that video, man.
he's obviously also so smart to know
Right.
that, like, that the real quarterback he wants to meet is the number one player on the NFL's top 100,
Number one.
Patrick Mahomes.
Again, not a sports podcast.
Not a sports podcast.
But we can appreciate young children recognizing greatness.
Great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
and so I'm big on that this week. That kid's awesome. They show him later on in the show too, and he's just like cheering on his dad. It's the cutest thing.
Yeah,
But
it's fun to watch.
he's my hero.
If you're into that sort of sports thing. Well, yeah. Also, congratulations to friend of the podcast, Patrick Mahomes, on his number one ranking.
Well deserved.
All right. Well, cool. Casey says, really a little bit of confused is me all the time. Well, fair enough, Casey. Okay. Well, thank you, Mom. We appreciate that. And then, of course, joining us in his home office in the Midwest is our good friend Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
Kenny, I'm great. Thank you.
That is good to hear, my man. What are you big on this week?
This week, really for the last 18 months, the pandemic, I've filled my life with a lot of pointless social media, and one of those pointless social media scrollings is other people's pets, especially pets that can talk with the buttons. Have you seen those dogs that do the?
Yes.
Oh gosh, yes.
Which is
So there's one-
incredibly amazing that dogs can do that.
Correct. There's the one that I think is the most popular, which is Bunny the talking dog, and I pretty much check on her at least once a day is what I'll say. It's probably more like 2 to 3 times a day, which is really embarrassing because I have my own dog in the house that I could go hang out with, but she doesn't talk, you know. So I'm just big on dogs talking, really, I guess is what I'm big on. Go check her out if you haven't. She's got these buttons she presses for different words, and she can communicate an amazing amount of things. Now she's talking about what she's seeing in her dreams, which is bananas. Like what?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're delving into dog dreams.
It's pretty crazy. Like, part of me thinks that some of them are fake, and they're essentially just like, oh, we got really lucky asking the questions, and the dog hit the right buttons this time, so we'll put this video up.
That's for sure true.
Yeah, but also,
But I'm a sucker.
It's still insane.
A big time sucker.
Yeah. Well, cool.
What
man.
is this, Bunny the dog? Is that what it's called?
I think her handle's it's Bunny the dog or Bunny the talking dog. She's like some sort of doodle, like a sheepadoodle or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
She's
interesting. Check out Bunny the dog on social media,
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok,
Free ad
all that
to
good
Bunny.
stuff. Well, cool. Thanks, Kevin. Well, hey guys, I'll tell you what I'm big on this week.
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
One second. Kenny, what are you big on?
Thanks for asking me, Kevin. I went to the movie theater yesterday. Alamo Draft House Village. They turned down the volume a little bit, so that's pretty great. First and foremost,
Are they listeners
they might be
of the junk drawer?
They might be listeners of the Junk Drawer. If you don't know what we're talking about, I was the guest on the Junk Drawer this past week. It was fun. And I talked about how they need to turn down the volume, and I'm an old man. But anyways, went to the theater yesterday, saw a little movie called Candyman. Guys, I can confirm, it's a pretty good movie.
I'm too scared to see it.
It's,
I'm too scared.
It's not too scary.
Scale of
It's-
1 to 10, how scary?
Yeah.
It's more creepy than scary. There's honestly not a
Okay.
lot of jump scares in the movie. I didn't jump, I don't think, once, but the vibe is just kind of creepy. It's very, it feels very Stanley Kubrick a little bit. I think there's definitely some, some of that going on there. Nia DaCosta's director, she did an excellent job. Fantastic. The vibe of it is just really creepy. And anytime you do that, I think that's better than like being jump scared. But that's just
Yeah.
me. But I'd give it 2 thumbs up. If you want to check out Candyman, go see it.
Have you seen the original? I haven't not caught the original yet.
I have seen the original. Now, to be fair, I hadn't seen the original since I was like in junior high, and I caught it on cable. So
Yeah, a little different.
probably could have used a refresher. But they
Can
do
you
talk-
say that you've caught a movie if the movie's like super, super old? Like I haven't caught Citizen Kane yet, but I'm, maybe it'll pop up somewhere.
I caught it. I caught it on the cable.
You caught it?
To
I
be
think
fair,
it's got to be on cable to catch it.
Sure, right. I caught it on
I agree.
cable.
I agree.
Like in the early 2000s, so it was barely a decade old at that point. So it's been a while.
That's such a lost art kids won't understand going forward. Just catching a movie on cable that you wanted to see and were waiting and just happened to get the right timing.
Right.
Yeah.
You just find it. And like a lot of movies, you start like halfway through, but you're still invested somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
For
then
sure.
and then later on, you watch it on like a physical DVD and realize you missed a couple scenes.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that wasn't on TV. Casey says, I decided Drew's nickname is Frame Dude. Good picture poster frames in the background. So, Drew, you are now
Thank
Frame
you,
Dude.
Casey.
Dude.
Agreed.
Are
Oh,
those,
great.
are those
Great
St. Louis
picture.
sports related, I'd assume?
Yes, St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup winner right here. Newspaper clipping of St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup winner. This is a map of football clubs in Great Britain.
Ah, yes.
So not related to the Blues, but
yes.
Hmm.
Football.
yeah. So that's
Football.
I'm frame boy or frame guy or whatever.
You're
she said.
Frame Boy.
Frame dude.
Frame boy.
Frame Dude. Frame Dude. So sorry. Kane Mingo says Bunny terrifies her. So,
What? Oh, okay, Mingo.
and then
Give
Casey
her,
says,
give her a second chance.
Casey also says, what about Dog the Bunny?
Is this a
So you
like?
flip it. You know,
Is that like a when she says dog the bunny? I just think dog the
Dog the Bounty Hunter, who's getting married apparently. So congratulations to Dog the Bounty Hunter on his second marriage.
Shout out.
Only a second marriage?
Well, his first
Wow,
wife
good for him.
died. He probably would have still been married to her.
If someone told me that he's actually had like 3 or 4 more other marriages, I'd be like, yeah.
I listened to a podcast interview with Dog the Bounty Hunter probably like a year and a half ago. It's actually really interesting. He's a very interesting person.
I know almost nothing about Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I think you're probably in the majority of people,
I don't either.
other than, just seeing his show back in the day. I don't even think it's still on anymore. He went to jail, like a Mexican jail for a little bit, something like that. I don't know. And K Mingo says, we didn't have cable growing up, so my grandma would record TV onto VHSs, and there was a movie she missed the ending of, but it didn't stop my brother and I from watching it many times. Again, that was the vibe back then. Like, yeah, you would probably still enjoy a movie very much without even knowing what happens at the end, just because that's all you
For
have.
sure.
You can't get on the internet and figure out what happened. Casey says, congrats to Dog the Bounty Hunter. So I'd say that hopefully he's listening. Friend of the podcast, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, as far as news goes, there's really only one big news story we need to talk about. It's all over Twitter. It's all over the internet. That Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out. It looks exciting. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm assuming you've all seen it, correct?
Oh yeah.
Like the
Yes.
most watched trailer ever, right?
Ever?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, most watched trailer ever. There you go. We got it playing in the background.
Did anybody cheat and watch the leaked version, or were
Nope.
they good? I didn't either. Good.
So wait,
We're a pure podcast.
well, the
pure?
leaked version, from what I saw on Twitter, was somebody taking a video with their phone of another phone that had it on it. So like you couldn't even really
Those
tell
are the
what
best.
was going on. But then Sony's like, oh well, we got to get ahead of this one. So they put it up. So we got confirmed. So okay, there's a lot of talk about what is going to be in this, what or who is going to be in this movie. Confirmed, we know for a fact Alfred Molina is going to be in it because he's in the trailer.
Yes.
And he says, "Hello, Peter." That's my impression of Alfred from Molina.
That was pretty good, actually.
Perfect.
Wasn't
Hello, Peter. Hello, Peter. That's pretty damn good. I was practicing that. I practiced that for my girlfriend earlier, and she said, "Please don't do that." So okay.
So here we are.
So that means it's perfect. But yeah, so we know he's going to be in it. We see the little green goblin ball flying in there. It's maybe Sandman, maybe Electro. But
They're going to be in it.
everyone's
They're
just
gonna be in it.
assuming that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in the movie as well. My question is, what if they're not? Is everyone going to get super pissed?
If
Well-
Garfield gets left out, I wouldn't be sad. I'll just say that.
Well, there's also this photo of supposedly from the set of the new Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, or supposedly also has Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in it. It does kind of look like them, but is it
But also,
real?
it
Is
does kind of
fake?
look like two just blobs of white dudes.
Yeah, it's kind
Two
of blurry.
like stunt guys.
But if we're talking just like body frame, body figure, it does. I mean, it's uncanny. I'll
So
give it
the
that.
Andrew, you got the hair. I see that. The Toby, to me, that looks like it could be Tom Holland too.
He's like a big bulky guy now. That's what comes with age, I'd assume.
I don't know. You know, if they're both in it, I'll be excited. If not, we got Alfred Molina as Doc Ock again.
Hello,
I'm
Peter.
happy enough.
I feel like Toby would hold his arms out in a weird forward way, just like that.
Yeah, I know.
That looks like a
if you
Toby
look
posture.
at, there's some like stills of him from like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 where he's standing like that. So it's
Where he's walking down the street with his arms flailing like this.
yes.
Did you guys think this trailer? Did you think maybe this is like they're giving us the first like 20-ish minutes of the movie, and like there's like a whole hour and a half that we like haven't even seen a frame of yet? Because it feels like they gave us the whole setup, and then there's probably so much more that's going to happen. That's just what I thought when I watched it. Because maybe I'm the only one in the world that thinks this, but I was kind of meh on the trailer. Sorry for bringing the hot takes so early in the podcast,
You are offending everyone.
This is great.
No, I am very excited for this movie. I really like the first two Tom Holland Spider-Mans. I'm pumped, but I was kind of like, I thought there would be more going on here, but I think it's probably just brilliance of the Marvel marketing team, like just kind of drawing us in, piecemealing it out.
Yeah.
That's where I'm kind of landing too, actually.
Yeah.
It can't be as simple as Doctor Strange just messing up a spell, and it's not going to be that way. It's not going to be like, I did all these millions of calculations to save the world once, and now I'm just going to screw it up. Yeah, they're going to blow our minds. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
But I definitely had that same thought when I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, I think everyone on Twitter thinks they're smarter than Kevin Feige. They're just not. The man's a brilliant producer. So I will say this: if all these rumors are true about Andrew and Toby being in the movie, as well as Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, Thomas Hayden Church, and Jamie Foxx. On top of that, there's people speculating that, I can't remember his name. Daredevil, Matt Murdock, guy who played him on the TV show. Charlie Cox. Got it. Nailed it there.
I was hoping you were going to say Topher Grace.
Please. What
Give me
about
a Topher appearance?
But I feel like the movie has to be a 3-hour movie. Like you're packing so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like if you want to tell like a coherent story with all this, you can. We know that you can put a ton of characters, big characters in a movie and make it good. We have the Avengers movies to prove that. So I mean, I think they can do it. It probably will be 2.5, 3-hour movie. Be my guess.
It could also.
All of this is true.
They could also open it up to because what they're doing, what they're setting up with WandaVision and Loki and all this stuff is they can go so many different routes. Like this could just be the start of another movie. Like not in the sense that Marvel does that with all their movies. Like every movie's kind of tied together in some way. Like I could see them being each Spider-Man movie has been kind of a standalone to this point, but what if they make it like a continuation from here on, if that makes any sense,
Yeah, no. Makes total sense.
Yeah. I feel like that's what they're doing with this one, because Doctor Strange is going to be the one that's it's Multiverse of Madness or whatever. That's the tag on that one. So I think that's going to lead right into that one, right into Thor. It's going to I think, because you're right. The first two Spider-Mans were definitely more self-contained.
Yeah.
With some, qualities that pass over, but it's just with what they're setting up with all this multiverse stuff. I mean, from what it looks like is you can pull stuff out from just anywhere now, and it's going to be crazy. And I know they have a plan. I trust them fully.
Mm-hmm. I have my faith in
excited about it.
Faith in Feige.
I've got an interesting what if. What if. Basically, everything Marvel's done to this point. This is they've succeeded in every facet. Like plot, it's been universally, I think, liked. Basically, everything that's happened. What if they really screw this up?
What if they blow
because
it?
we're just they've got a great track record, obviously, and that's why we're just assuming this is going to be awesome. But this is a really big deal. Like, they've been building this for a long time with a lot of different things. I feel like, what if they did screw it up?
Right.
How much would that change things for you guys?
Would we stop going?
Would we be like, I'm kind of out now?
We've been through Thor 2. I think we're fine.
But I was so early.
You know what? I'll defend it. It's not a terrible
It's still
movie.
not that bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, if
the
you could
worst
give me
Marvel
Thor
movies are
2
still okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Casey says most watched trailer ever. Whoops, didn't see it. K Mango says me either. LOL. And then Casey
That's
also
my
says
favorite.
to you, Drew, love a hot take, frame dude. So there you go.
Oh.
Also, Casey says she'll ask her friend Zendaya about it. I did forget. Casey is friends with Zendaya. That's a confirmed. Casey is friends with Zendaya.
Can
Actually,
we get
I
her
don't know
on
if that's
the
confirmed or
Cineboys
not.
podcast?
What's that?
Let's get her on the podcast.
Yeah, Casey, if you could just
No, Zendaya.
I assume if you're friends, you have her email, and then just send her an email, and then we'll get
Let's
her on.
get Casey on the
Tell
podcast and
Zendaya-
then see if we can get Zendaya on the podcast.
Yeah, tell Zendaya to hit us up at the cineboyspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
fair enough. Well, very cool, very cool. So Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters December 17th. We'll probably get more on that when it comes closer to release, when we do our holiday movie preview down the road. Well, here's the thing. Casey says she has Zendaya's fax.
Sick.
So to me, that means she is for sure friends with Zendaya. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week we did our September movie preview. We're going to continue with our fall movie preview with October. We were going to do the whole month of October today. Then we looked at the release schedule for October and said there's absolutely no way we can do the entire month in one episode. So we're actually splitting it up. We're going to do the first half of October, so October 1st to the 15th. And then next week we're going to do the second half of October. Because it's insane. This is probably the biggest movie month ever. I said it.
I'm trying to think of a better month, like of more anticipated releases, and I'm coming up blank.
Right. I'm going to spend a lot of money that month to go see movies in theaters. Maybe I'll catch a few on HBO Max, but for the most part, it's going to be, a lot of time spent at the Alamo Drafthouse Village and asking them, please turn the volume down. That being said, let's get into it. Let's get into our October movie preview. We've got 3 movies to talk about this week, starting with the first movie, which comes out on October 1st. It's The Many Saints of Newark. In theaters and HBO Max, October 1st. It stars Michael Gandolfini, son of James Gandolfini, rest in peace, and Ray Liotta. Those were just the names that fit on there, so I just put those names. I don't know how big of a part Ray Liotta has in the movie, but it is directed by Alan Taylor, and I also put on there that it's written by David Chase, who created The Sopranos. So it is a Sopranos film, a prequel, if you will. Have any of you seen The Sopranos all the way through?
Yep.
No.
I knew Drew would be there for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drew's seen it. I knew these guys maybe not so much. Well, to be fair,
I
haven't
know
seen
how
all
it
of
ends, is what I will say.
Yeah,
but I did
everyone
not
knows how
watch
it ends.
all
But
of
does
the final
anybody
season.
know how it ends?
That's a
Oh,
great
one
point.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. There
I
we
was
go.
trying to think of another movie that was a TV show that then got a movie, but the movie was a prequel. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Hmm.
Well, I haven't seen all of The Sopranos. I've seen a chunk of it. I understand why people love it so much. It's never been a show that like I would put like on the upper echelon of my favorite TV shows, but I understand why people do. It is a good show. I'm very interested to see this movie though. The way that the trailer kind of has it set up is that Michael Gandolfini is going to be like Tony in the main character, but everything I've read says that's not the case. Like it is going to be about, someone else. But that's some hard hitting facts for you.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy who got James Gandolfini's character into the mob. That's maybe the main character. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The show is amazing. I think I would agree with you, Kenny. It's not of the great shows. I don't know if I would put it like top tier with some of the other ones, but if you like great TV, I would absolutely watch it. I mean, maybe
How
not before
much-
October 1st. That would be tough to get all of it in. But
you got a lot to get to. Me and my girlfriend had a plan. We were going to watch one episode a day starting like 2-3 months ago, and then we fell off track quick. So we're way behind. But
Drew, how much of it not being in like your top tier is the ending?
oh, not much.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
one of those guys who I don't penalize. It's hard to end a TV show. I don't really penalize shows too much. Even Game of Thrones, I don't even penalize. Like, it's still one of the best shows ever. I'm not going to penalize it too much for having kind of a dull ending. But
yeah.
But you will penalize Lost.
No, I love Lost. I
Fair
am
enough.
pro Lost.
Pro Lost.
No, you are.
Casey says, I hope Boss Baby 3 is on this list. And then also she says it's
We'll
time
see.
to binge
Stick
watch all
around.
Sopranos. And she also mentions that there is the Twin Peaks movie was a prequel.
You
So
know what?
Twin Peaks
She's
Fire
right
Walk
about
with
that.
Me, that was a prequel. I've never seen the movie. I went through kind of a David Lynch kick last spring and watched the original Dune, which that's a piece of shit. Goth Grandpa is in the chat. He says hello to all who celebrate.
Zah!
Celebrate
Mazel.
what? All right, cool. So anyways, yeah, so look for that on HBO Max in theaters October 1st. And then a week later, after I think, 3-4 delays, we're finally getting No Time to Die. So No Time to Die will be in theaters October 8th.
In the fall when it should be.
Yes, don't release a Bond movie in the spring or summer. That's not where it belongs. It belongs to be in the fall. In all honesty, I kind of wish it was a little bit farther back and towards November. That's where I feel like they should be.
It should be November. Bonds, I think, typically release in November. But,
like Thanksgiving.
when they were saying they were going to release it in the spring, I was mad.
Yeah. So it was originally supposed to be released spring of 2020. Then it got delayed to fall of 2020. Then it got delayed to spring of 2021. And now it is confirmed coming out October 8th. So, yeah, I'm excited. I love Bond movies. It's like, Daniel Craig Bond movies are kind of like Marvel movies. Like, even the worst one is still pretty good.
Quantum of Solace sucked pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
I still think it's watchable.
Yeah.
It's not like just absolute shite.
Here's the
I
thing.
agree.
It's like one of the only movies I've ever fallen asleep in.
Here's the thing about Quantum of Solace, which I wasn't like fully aware going into, and that's probably my fault at the time, was that you really needed to be caught up on Casino Royale to understand what was going on.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen Casino Royale in a long time. So I went into the movie and was like, what? Wait, what? And then, so
I'm
that's
gonna get that
that's
same
the one
feeling
thing.
from this one though. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have to know what happened in Spectre.
Probably.
Yeah.
See what's
Do you guys
going
think
on.
this one will be more Skyfall Casino Royale quality or Spectre
That's a great
Quantum of Solace
question.
quality?
Because if you look at the track record of the Craig movies, the Craig Bond movies, so Casino Royale, really, really good. Quantum of Solace, not that great. Skyfall, probably the best one. Spectre, again, meh. So if we're following history and the track record here, No Time to Die could be excellent. It should be excellent. But we'll see. I'm excited. I'm gonna go see it. I love it. I love Bond movies. So the other thing is too, it has a new director. So it's gonna be directed by where'd it go? So sorry. It's got Daniel Craig in it. Obviously, you got Rami Malek, Oscar winner, and then it's directed by Cary Fukunaga, who I believe. What else did he direct?
He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a great director.
True Detective season
yes,
1.
that's what I was.
The whole season. Yeah, Beasts of No Nation also with Idris Elba, the Netflix movie. Yeah, that's the biggest
You're so
reason I have
wise.
faith in this one, because he's awesome. Like he's got a great eye. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with it. I did see. Is this movie going to be 3 hours? I saw that somewhere, and I don't want
I've
to.
not seen that.
I don't want to just throw that out there and be wrong, so I'm going to look it up. But
I don't know. I'm into it though. Hey, if
At
it's
least
gonna be
we've
the
got-
last one, if it's gonna be the last Daniel Craig Bond movie, I say make it 4 hours.
I'm
2
I'm
hours
fine
and
with it. Yeah.
2 hours and 43 minutes. So
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Um,
Buckle up.
so Casey says the Twin Peaks movie is good. Laura Palmer actress kills it. It's P scary though. So if you don't like P scary movies, don't check out P scary movies. Goth Grandpa says he's never seen any James Bond movies.
I like that about our followers. Don't seem to actually watch movies or.
It goes with the
know
vibe of this
anything that's going on.
podcast. According to Do You Like Apples, the movie podcast where nobody watches movies is what the point is.
I'll blame that on Billy.
He's not totally wrong
He's
though.
not totally wrong.
Billy
there's
wishes
been many
he
episodes.
could be here, by the way.
Yes.
My partner in crime at Do You Like Apples wishes he could. He's coming back from Nashville, aka Mob's future home. He wishes he could join, but can't make it.
Yeah, well, we'll be sure to have Billy on as well soon. But we we're definitely, there's been episodes where we have found out that one of us has not seen a certain movie, and it's shocking. So go back and watch, see which ones it was. I'll say this. Okay, never. I'm not gonna say it. Anyways, Casey says,
Like for you to say it.
No, we're done. This is really informing me of what's to come out. Well, thanks, Casey. We're glad we could help. She also doesn't believe that Goth Grandpa hasn't seen any James Bond movies. Kay Mangos gets all of her movie news from the Cinema Boys. I gotta catch up on this chat. They're really talking. Casey says, I can't tell you the plot of one of these movies except I remember Javier Bardem is in one. Correct. Skyfall.
Correct.
And she also says,
It's great.
P. Scary. And then Casey says, okay, I'm going to watch Annette soon, I hope. That's a movie, right? It is a movie. Drew, have you seen Annette?
I have not caught up on Annette yet.
Okay.
Billy saw it, said it was deeply strange. I think he gave it kind of a mid, he was kind of a 3-star on it. I'm going to watch it eventually just because I'm always interested in what Adam Driver is up to.
Yes.
But it doesn't really look like my vibe, but never know.
Yes, it looks very strange. I have it on my to-watch list. It's a musical, and the music is by Sparks, which is the band that no one's heard of, that is every band's favorite band, which there was just a documentary about Sparks that came out this summer, directed by, I can't remember names.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright, there you go. Gosh, Drew, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm slipping today. Good. This was a good day to have Drew on.
You love Edgar Wright.
Yes. So yeah, it looks weird though. I'm excited to see it, just because I love Adam Driver. Okay. So K-Mingo says, "Why would I watch other movies when 27 Dresses is all I need?" Fair enough. And then Gothic Grandpa says, "Billy Eichner is going to be on Cineboys." You heard it here first. So just stay tuned in future weeks for Billy Eichner. Confirmed.
He's just going to come on and yell at us.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
If he didn't, you would be disappointed. So
right. It wouldn't. Yeah. Like, why even be on here, Billy, if you're not going to yell at us and make fun of us? And so then that brings us to the last movie of the first half of October, which is The Last Duel, which comes out on October 15th. It will be
first Ridley Scott movie of the year.
Yes, exclusively in theaters on October 15th, starring Adam Driver, Jodie Comer, Matt and Ben, directed by Ridley Scott. I
gotta say, this looks like a Ridley Scott special. Awesome trailer. Probably will underwhelm once I actually go see the movie, but maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm wrong.
I don't know how I feel about it. I am excited that Adam Driver's in it. I love Adam Driver. Jodie Comer's actually great. I don't know if anybody has seen Killing Eve, but it is a
awesome.
Fantastic show. She's excellent in it. She's also great.
I actually
in
just
Free
started
Guy.
it a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah. So I mean,
I'm behind, but
we've got 2 Ridley Scott movies coming out in the fall. Of the 2, I think I'm more excited for House of Gucci, but you also got Ben and Matt.
Well, so this movie, The Last Duel, is very special movie for Do You Like Apples because our name comes from Good Will Hunting, the only other movie that Ben and Matt have written together. So we are fully on board with The Last Duel. I think I'm very excited for both House of Gucci and this one, but this one just looks like an old-fashioned 90s historical action drama epic kind of thing, and I'm very excited.
It looks kind of like Gladiator.
Sure.
A little bit, yeah.
if it's anything like Gladiator, hell yeah.
Here's a question for you, Drew. If you guys end up liking The Last Duel more than you like Good Will Hunting, are you going to change the name of Do You Like Apples?
What would we change it to?
I think it'd have to be Goodwill Jousting, actually.
Goodwill Jousting?
Oh. All right. We'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
So be on the lookout for that name change if you are a fan of Do You Like Apples. Okay, so let me just go back. Man, chat is active today. Guys, thank you so much for hopping in with us and being part of the show. Casey says, there's a band every band loves. Huh, yeah, check it out. The Sparks Brothers is the name of the documentary about the band Sparks.
Is this a Star Wars?
Is this a Star War? That's great.
Is that the one about the little wizard boy?
Yeah. Here's some money. Go see a Star War. Goth Grandpa says, "Are you going to have a spooky movie marathon in October?" I don't know. We'd have to ask Spook Boy or Horror Boy about that, but he's not here today.
Yeah, that's Tommy's job.
We do know that Tommy is the horror movie guy on the
Resident
podcast.
Horror podcast. Mm-hmm.
Kay Mingo also says that she loves Killing Eve. Casey says Adam Driver is pepper emoji.
It's true.
Which I think means hot. And yeah, we agree.
Caliente.
And then she also says House of Gucci looks really interesting, which I agree. That's why I think I'm more excited for it than Last Duel. But, we'll see what happens.
I think you guys talked about this on another podcast, but it's very possible we're going to get one of these is amazing, one of them not so good.
Yep.
But honestly, just from the trailers, it's kind of impossible to know which one it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's almost guaranteed that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can't see any way around it. And because he makes some of the best trailers in the game, you're right. You can't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah. If they're both bangers, I'm very thankful.
I'll be shocked
to Ridley Scott, but we'll see.
Shocked.
I will say that it feels like his track record has been better the past few years than he's really, it's hard to put him in a box because he's had some excellent movies that will stand the test of time, just absolute classics. And then he's also just got weird little dog shit ones that nobody cares about or likes. So I would say of the past, 5-7 years, his movies have been mostly pretty good. I think the last movie was Martian, right? Has he come out with anything since the Martian?
Didn't he do All the Money in the World?
That's right.
He did that.
But I mean, you get Christopher Plummer gets nominated for an Oscar for that movie,
right?
So,
which you had to essentially redo. So
right, yeah.
But then he had Robin Hood and
but that was a while
Exodus.
ago, dude. That was
I know.
That was
was almost
ago.
10 years ago. That's hurts.
Maybe he just had a bad decade, and now he's back. He's making the good ones, and we're happy for him. So
all I'm saying is Lady Gaga's never made a bad movie.
1 for 1, baby.
Fair enough.
True.
Fair enough. Do you think she'll get nominated for an Oscar again?
I hope so because I think she deserved an Oscar for her first movie. So I would like for her to get an Oscar.
2 for 2, which she's batting 100% on Oscar nominations if she gets this. So
I already forgot who beat her out last time. Anybody remember?
It was Olivia Coleman for The Favorite.
Oh yeah, and it was okay. That was kind of a shock, right? If I remember.
It was a bit of a shock, but
But Olivia Coleman's
she's
awesome.
I love her. I love Olivia Coleman. Give her all the awards. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's it for our first half of October movie preview. We will come back next week with the second half, which is just as exciting, maybe even more exciting. Really excited for what's October. Man, just going to spend so much money at the movie theater. It's going to be sick, bro. Okay. Well, now that we've gotten to that, again, Tom is not here with us. So typically Tom is our trivia and movie anniversaries guy. Since he's not here, I've decided to take on that role for myself. So today I will be bringing the trivia, and I will be bringing the movie anniversaries. This doesn't.
I think we should have made Drew do this.
Just
I should have on him.
I'm a little unprepared, but I could wing it.
You need to carry your weight around here, Drew, even though you're our guest. But I will say, this doesn't mean Tom has been fired. Don't worry. If anybody was about to say what happened to Tom, is he coming back? Yes, Tom will be coming back. He is the trivia and movie anniversaries guy. I can only do this, half as once as he can possibly do it. So, but I do got some trivia for these three guys. And here's the thing. It's St. Louis film-related trivia. Because all three of you guys originally from St. Louis, correct?
Accurate.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say maybe because I'm probably going to be really bad at this. So, unconfirmed where I'm from.
So, this is St. Louis film-related trivia. And I'll start with an easy one. Okay.
John Hamm.
That's my answer.
That actually was correct. That actually was correct. The question was going to be, what St. Louis native started in the TV show Mad Men? Again, like I said, easy one.
John Burroughs, baby.
Some softballs for you. I got another softball for you. Related to John Hamm. What actress from the television show The Office had John Hamm as her acting teacher in St. Louis in high school?
Jenna Fisher.
It was Ellie Kemper.
It was Ellie Kemper. Yeah.
It is Ellie Kemper. Mob, you're doing great, man. So far, Mob's winning, but it's only because he's answered first. And he even answered before I asked the question on the first
Quite
one.
a performance. Keep it up.
Here is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Okay, you ready?
Bring it.
So, what 1986 Michael Mann film had its climactic scene take place in the city of St. Louis?
I actually just watched this movie like 2 weeks ago. Manhunter, very good movie. First movie that Hannibal Lecter appears in.
Correct.
Even before Silence of the Lambs.
Correct. So, Drew, don't say anything here, but I will give bonus points to one of these two guys if they can name the actor who played Hannibal Lecter in that film.
No idea.
I'll even give you a hint.
Yeah, give him a hint.
He is currently on a TV show called Succession.
The Brian Cox?
It is Brian Cox. Brian Cox, the original Hannibal
Old
Lecter.
Coxie.
That actually, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Casey says
He's really good as Hannibal.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
Casey says Rip Tom. R.I.P. Oh, okay. First of all, it says R.I.P. Tom. I thought it said Rip Torn. I was like, why are we talking about Rip Torn right now? But now that I can see, yes, it is R.I.P. Tom. Casey, do not worry. Tom is okay. He's alive. He's just not
Well,
here.
he is at a bachelor party apparently, so we don't know if he's okay.
Where is the bachelor party? Is it in Vegas?
Be dead.
Hope so.
All right. Casey's also accusing Mob of seeing the questions beforehand, so
Maybe.
That feels right. That feels right.
Cheater.
Okay, so I lost track, but I think Mob is winning because he got the easy ones, but then Drew came in with the sick Manhunter
I think
answer.
Drew gets 2 points for that answer.
That was way harder than the other two.
Yeah.
was.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And this one will be hard too, and you'll probably get it. Okay, but
Up in the air.
so
George Clooney.
what film starring Steve Martin taking place in the St. Louis suburb of Kirkwood?
The Jerk.
No. Later had a TV show developed by with the same name that aired for, I believe, 6 seasons.
I have no idea, and it's
I
very
haven't heard
embarrassing.
from. Actually,
Talked
I'm
about
also-
this
Do I
with
need
my
to
parents
reword that?
before.
We're both from the Dale.
No,
Well,
it's a
you and
Steve
Drew-
Martin movie that was later turned into a TV show
Yes.
that took place in Kirkwood.
Okay, a couple things. Just a
How do I
hint.
not know
So
this?
the movie took place. The Steve Martin movie took
Correct.
place in
The
Kirkwood,
movie.
St. Louis. The TV show took place in Berkeley, California.
Okay. And Steve Martin was not on the show.
Steve Martin was not on the show. No, the show didn't come out for a while after.
I feel so stupid.
Martin. I can't believe I don't know this. I've never even heard
I'm
anything
gonna
about
keep.
this.
I'm gonna keep giving you hints because I know you guys will get it. All right.
I know what it is, and if you were to say it, I'd be like, yes, but I can't pull it right now.
Okay. So so like I said, television show took place in Berkeley, California, not St. Louis, but the movie.
What year was this? Or is that too big of a giveaway?
No, I think that's fair. Hang on, let me double check the year.
I'm not a huge.
The movie came out in 1989. The TV show started in 2010.
Oh.
So 21 years after the movie came out, the show started.
It's not the one of him with the giant nose, is it?
No, it is not.
What's that movie called?
Okay, the TV show starred
What is that movie called?
Lauren Graham, Dax Shepard,
Lauren Graham,
Craig
Dax
T.
Shepard.
Nelson, Bonnie Bedelia, Peter Krause,
Man.
I'm so thrown off and
I
confused
have-
right now.
Mae Whitman.
I have a full blank right now.
Dax Shepard and Lauren Graham.
Erica Christensen. Okay, I'm just gonna give it to you because I thought by now you guys would have it. But the movie was Parenthood, directed by Ron Howard.
Oh, shoot.
Took place in St. Louis.
Yep.
In particular,
In Kirkwood.
suburb of Kirkwood, which I believe, Kevin, you are from Kirkwood.
So it's true.
I am too.
And so it's true.
Oh, Kevin, that was rough for us.
I'm from Glendale, so I have an out. Drew, this is really
You're
bad luck
bad.
for you.
You are a pioneer through and through.
I am clearly not a Hall of Famer of a pioneer. So
Well, I mean, here's the good
very
news.
tough. I can't believe I didn't know that. I've never heard anything about that in my life.
I haven't either.
You'd think that would have like a sign out in front of the house where they filmed it.
I've literally had this discussion with my parents before, and I just couldn't remember the name of the movie.
What?
Fair enough. So yeah, that's it. That's all the questions I had. So I guess Drew wins. He got the most, or no, maybe Mob wins. I don't know.
Up in the air.
Everybody
Up in the air.
wins.
Up in the air.
Everybody
That was
wins.
shot in the just completely barren St. Louis airport.
Yes, I
So.
should have added that in there. Anyways, let's see. Gosh, gotta get caught up. Adrian says sublit. Adrian, good to see you.
I typed in Parenthood, Kirkwood, Missouri, and the first article came up. It just says, "So Kirkwood really does exist?" What?
Yeah.
Right.
Adrian says, "Didn't one boy have a mustache?" That is true. The young man below me had a mustache at one point. He did shave it off.
No longer.
And
It'll make a comeback for the colder months, maybe. Who knows?
Casey says he still is a mustache man in our hearts. Also, shout out to Berkeley, California. R.I.P. the mustache in memoriam. Casey with the hands up. Parenthood, the prequel to Boyhood. Boyhood shot in Austin, Texas, which is where I live. So
Yeah, there's
look how
no
we got
movies shot there.
Look how we got connected like that. Oh, I also have another celebrity sighting I didn't tell you guys about. Adrian Pilecki from Friday Night Lights.
Texas
Tyra on
Forever.
Friday Night Lights. Saw her the other day when I was riding my bike.
Also, in John Wick 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. She is. But yeah,
I know.
she's really tall.
Mm.
I was riding my bike on Town Lake, and she ran past me, and I was like, wow, she's so tall.
We don't talk enough about how in season 2 of Friday Night Lights, Tyra and Landry kill a guy and just get away with it.
Are you there right now? Because that's where we're at right
Yes. Yes.
now. Okay.
Wait, are you just watching it?
Yeah. Yeah, we started watching it too. It's also filmed in
It's
Austin,
football
Texas.
season.
Mostly filmed in Pflugerville, Texas.
I'm currently obsessed with finding the Parenthood house in Kirkwood now. I can't stop.
Yeah. And then Casey says chat wins. Agreed. Chat always wins. Again, thanks so much to our chat for hanging out with us and making this a lot of fun. We really enjoy doing this live, and mostly it's because our community is so fun. So we really appreciate you guys. We love having you here. So let's do some movie anniversaries real quick, and then we'll wrap up. We good with that?
Can I just say, before you do the movie anniversaries, my favorite thing on this podcast is when Tom says something like, and 10-year anniversary to some just totally crappy movie, like Terminator Genesis. There's like 5 seconds of cold silence, and then someone will just be like, terrible movie. And that happens every single podcast. It's amazing.
Well, we should be getting into some good anniversary months.
Yeah, that could very well happen today. So we'll go ahead and get into it.
Absolute garbage can of a movie.
Yeah. So happy 5-year anniversary to the film Don't Breathe.
See,
Never
there we
saw
are
it.
again. I didn't either.
Which, I mean, apparently it warranted a sequel, which has either just came out or is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go check it out. There's a blind guy in it. Kills people. That's all I know.
I've heard Don't Breathe, the first one is actually really good. I just haven't got to it yet.
Okay. And then happy 10-year anniversary to The Debt, starring Helen Mirren. It was like a spy thriller.
Who else is in that?
I'm having trouble placing
Sam
that.
Worthington is in it.
Okay.
I vaguely remember.
Seems like one of those like totally
And it's only
forgettable
10 years
thrillers
old?
that no one ever remembers.
The Debt.
Yeah. So yeah, The Debt, 10 years old, and then happy 25-year anniversary to First Kid,
Sinbad.
starring Sinbad, and Zachary Ty Bryant from Home Improvement, who's recently arrested.
Oh.
So
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh no.
Domestic
What was he
battery, I
arrested
believe.
for?
Not
Come on,
good-
Brad.
Oh.
Not good stuff.
Yikes.
Come on,
Not
Brad.
great. But yes, that movie is 25 years old. I do love that
Are
movie.
we blaming Tim Allen for this?
Maybe.
Tim Allen, early in his career, was arrested for cocaine trafficking. So
Yes,
That's true.
that's
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
God Grandpa
Redemption.
says Adrian Pilecki and Adriana Lacerva are the same person. And then there's Casey and Adriana. I don't know who that is. Should I look it up?
What was the second person?
The Casey
Proceed with
just has
caution.
the big eyes. Adrian with the emojis.
What was the second person she said?
Adriana La Cerva.
All right, I'll look it up, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, careful, Kevin.
Open up incognito window.
Yes, he is a snitch. Who's a snitch, Kate? I'm confused.
Oh no, that's. Let's see.
Is it like a? Is it?
Fiction. Oh, she's a character from The Sopranos.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why
okay.
Oh,
that's why I don't know who she is.
Ooh, dodged a bullet there. I don't know why I was so nervous.
When I first saw like the big poofy hair, I was like, is this a
who is she on the
Sopranos?
Sopranos? Does it say who her character is in The Sopranos?
That is her character.
Dre De Matteo.
Dre De Matteo
Oh,
plays
okay.
Adriana La Cerva.
Casey says
That one out.
Casey says yes, he is a snitch, meaning Tim Allen. Get it, nailed it. There you go.
There it
K
is.
Mingo says Tim Allen bad, and then Adrian
Tim
says
Allen,
I'm the
bad.
same person. Oh, that makes sense. Adrian. Well, maybe. Oh, I saw her. Were you running the other day on Town Lake, Adrian? Was that you? Who also starred in Friday Night Lights?
And John Wick.
Yeah. Casey also says we always got to trust Goth Grandpa. I think we've learned our lesson. We always should trust him. Come on, guys. I would never post anything NSFW in here. That's true. Goth Grandpa, we appreciate you. Sorry. I
No implications.
profusely apologize to you.
Yeah.
The vibe was just weird. I didn't understand what was going on. So that's my fault. Anyways, love you all. Let's wrap it up. What do you say? So we're pretty much done. So come back next week for our second half of the October movie preview. K Mango just says ... Casey with the wide eyes again. Oh man, I just made it awkward. I didn't mean to. But we'll be back next week. Of course, we'll get to our plugs here in a minute. But Drew, being our guest, would you like to plug anything? I don't know, maybe like, do you like apples?
I would, yeah. Follow us on social media, Instagram and Twitter at youlike_apples. And you can subscribe to the newsletter, doyoulikeapples.substack.com. Let me just do a quick plug. Every week, every Friday, we send out like 2 or 3 recommended movies, usually wrapped around a theme like a genre or an actor or director. We do fun stuff like we ranked the top 10 Marvel movies a few weeks ago. We did a mailbag last week. So yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff. And our thing is every movie we recommend is available on a streaming service, Netflix, Hulu, HBO. If you have any of those services, follow us. We'll give you some good movie recommendations. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yes, I will say this. We do, like I said at the beginning of the show, we do have somewhat of a rivalry with Do You Like Apples? But here's some just cold, hard facts and truth. One, they know more than we do. That's just a fact. It's just the truth. They're smarter than we are. And they always have good recommendations in why you should see movies and how it's related to the current zeitgeist of film. So I highly recommend subscribing to the newsletter, also following them on social media. Ma, were you going to say something?
Yeah, and I'll say this about it. Like, they are very smart. They know a lot about movies. They like the weird movies that are like not really entertaining, but they're like, it was shot so perfectly. They'll tell you that,
Criterion
and they'll
Bros.
recommend those. Yeah, they're huge on Criterion, which I would never have a subscription to. But I also know for a fact that Drew loves movies that I love, like Mike. So, they'll give you a range, and there's something for everyone in there. And it's honestly one of the only subscriptions that I have in my email that I don't like unsubscribe to and actually read.
Correct.
That's high praise.
I have lots of subscriptions that I just subscribe to and like tell myself I'm going to read and never do. But I actually read this one. So check it out.
It's good.
Thank you,
It's good.
Cineboys.
Yes. Well, yes. Thank you.
You might learn that Drew's favorite candy is Dots, like a 90-year-old.
I knew someone would put me on blast about that.
I love Dots.
Yeah.
I do like
Thank you,
Dots too.
Mom.
I
I
don't
can't
honestly.
lie.
I don't think I've ever had dots.
I went to
What? Oh,
Never had.
Kenny, when you go to that draft house this weekend, get yourself some
I
Dots.
don't think they have
Yeah.
candy.
They probably don't.
Yeah.
Drew and I went and saw Into the Furnace, and he offered me a dot, and it was one of the greatest experience I've ever had.
What a
What
Into
a
the Furnace,
mediocre
eh?
movie to see.
and just to offer someone a singular dot is a hilarious visual to me.
Like we showed up to the movie theater at 2 separate times. I sat down. He sat down next to me, and he just goes, "Dot." Like,
I
all
probably
right.
offered you the yellow ones, the worst ones.
Ugh, gross. Any yellow candy I typically avoid. Okay. Well, Drew, again, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. We're really glad that you could join us today. Yeah. Also, you follow us at the Cineboys on Twitter and Instagram. You can also, write us an email. We didn't have any emails this week. Beefy808 did not email us back or call us out for using his music last week. But cineboyspodcast@gmail.com, at the Cineboys, Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to, if you haven't already, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please subscribe to the Cork Bats YouTube channel, because that's where you're going to get all of our content as well as Cork Bats content, and you will get our podcast live when we do it live. I'm just going to run through the chat real quick to end us. K-Mango says, bye, boys. Thank you for streaming. Adrian says, I definitely know where Town Lake is. Well, I definitely saw you then. K-Mango says, or Adrian says, Fuji Apple's the best. K-Mango says, I like Honeycrisp. A lot of apple talk. Casey says, can't make it to when y'all do the early Pacific time, but always love to catch up. Well, we'll talk about adjusting, because we like having you here too, Casey. She is also allergic to apples, so sorry, Drew.
This is tough.
She also had a lot of emojis. K-Mingo says, well, good emoji. Joyce says, Casey, Goth Grandpa, Fujifilm apples our iPhone camera are made of. What?
All right.
Okay. It makes sense.
Whatever Goth Grandpa says goes.
All right. And Casey says, thank you. I wish for air poods to describe them all. K-Mingo says, LMAO. Adrian says, dots. Goth Grandpa says, bye. And Goth Grandpa says, bye-bye. Well, with that, we will say